Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's David and if you're new to the channel, welcome! Today I'm looking at the Star Wars The Power of the Force Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi with lightsaber and removable cloak. So old Ben / Obi-Wan Kenobi was first seen in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now Obi-Wan Kenobi was portrayed by Sir Alec Guinness, and believe it or not, the actor really didn't like Star Wars when he was making it, once calling it fairy tale rubbish. But after he saw the film, he liked it quite a bit. As a kid, I always loved watching him in A New Hope, especially when he brought up the Clone Wars and Luke's father. There was a lot of mystery there. Now sadly that mystery is gone with the prequels and all that, but there is always a type of magic about his presence. So when I was a kid, I never had an Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure, so this is my first Power of the Force version, and I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to get this open, explore what it has to offer, and share it with you. Now for the size of this figure, we're looking at the standard 3 3/4 inches tall, so that's pretty nice. So let's move on to the review. We'll look at the box quick, then check out that action figure. The mold, the articulation, the accessories, check out the paint, compare it to some other action figures, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Okay, let's get moving to the box. So here we have our standard Darth Vader helmet, Star Wars Power of the Force. Nice picture of Ben / Obi-Wan Kenobi. Our action figure with lightsaber, nice translucent blue. Digging that. And at the top, you can see ages 4 and up. On the back, we have our nice bio, some other action figures and vehicles. Some of these I have already, and we'll get to them sooner or later. So, pretty cool. So now let's get this bad boy opened up. And here we have Obi-Wan out of the box. And I think this is a great figure for the time. Now, the face isn't 100% Alec Guinness, but you know what? It's Obi-Wan. It looks sort of like him. It works. So like always, I'll go over the main sections of the figure, and we'll get nice and close to show off all the details this baby has to offer. So first up, he has these nice robes, very detailed, his belt, his nice cloak, his hands. Face is pretty good, he has beard, mustache, eyes, eyebrows, nice parted hair. We'll get a closer look in a few seconds. Hood section, beautiful folds and wrinkles, pretty sick. Now, the robe itself is a rubbery plastic, and it does come off. So you just pull that off, put it to the side, and I'm never going to display it without it, because his sleeves are still there. So it looks kind of weird. But underneath, he has what looks to be like basic Tatooine attire. Nice wrinkles, he has a belt there, pants, boots. On the back, couple slight wrinkles here and there, copyright crap, peg holes for the feet. On the whole, not a bad figure. So now let's get a close-up and see everything this figure has to offer detail-wise. Alright, getting as close as I can, we can see all the great details on his face, from his facial hair, his wrinkles. Like from certain angles, it does look like Alec Guinness, I will give it that. Now we have his nice hair. You can see some wrinkles on his forehead. Pretty cool. His ears. Love all the detail in the hair. They didn't need to do it, but they did. A little sloppy with the paint, but not a big deal. Again, we're super zoomed in, so you're never even going to notice half of this stuff. Moving down to his robes. Nicely detailed. Lots of folds. Cool looking belt. Just look at all the folds of the robes. Pretty nice. So let's come up. We'll look at his arms. Pretty cool. Little folds here and there. Especially underneath. Pretty cool. I think that came out great. His hands have a little plastic on them. But it's not too bad. Even fingernails around there. That's pretty sick. Pretty cool. And looking at his right hand, little paint defect there. But again, fingernails, pretty cool. And of course we have his wrinkled sleeves. Alright, moving on to his back, we have his hood, which looks pretty good. Lots of little folds in there. And wrinkles on his robes. Amazing stuff for the time period. Pretty damn good. And then coming down here, he even has a little seam line at the bottom. So now let's take this robe off and see what this action figure looks like underneath. Alright, looking at the figure without its robe, it does have a lot of little paint defects here, especially on the neck. I believe that's from the robe rubbing up on it. It does look a little crappy, I'm not gonna lie. But the rest of the color doesn't look too bad. Detail-wise, nice little folds and wrinkles, especially on his attire here. Nice, love all the wrinkles on that little section. And where the belt is actually detailed as well. But the shirt is popping out of the bottom. And that's a nice touch. It's even a little detailed. And that's on the back as well, Obi-Wan butt. And then we have copyright crap. Kenner, China. Couple wrinkles on the back of his knee. Looking at the front of his pants. Nice little details scattered throughout. I think that came out great. And his boots, I'm digging these thins with all the line work. And the, extended section on the top. Looks great. And I love the little rectangle going from right here all the way down. You could hardly see it because of the paint. But it is there. You can see it right there, and it comes down like a cross. Pretty cool. And there is a couple folds on the bottom of the shoe. A little hard to see with the shadows. You can see it here. Look at that. Nicely detailed. Little seam line there with the plastic. What are you going to do? There's the fold I was talking about on the boot. Pretty neat, right? And then for the back of the boots, really nothing to write home about. Except the extended section on the tops, but besides that, smooth. And then on the bottom, peg ports on the feet. All in all, a beautiful looking figure. So now, let's take a look at the articulation. Now for that articulation, I took off his robes, so his head can spin all the way around. His arms can spin all the way around. At his waist, he has another swivel. And then his legs can go back all the way, very flexible for an old dude. And it can go all the way front. So, pretty awesome. And that's the same for the other legs. So, for an old dude, 6 points of articulation. It's pretty nice. So now let's check out the accessories. Alright, when it comes to the accessories of Obi-Wan, he only comes with the lightsaber. You can see a beautiful translucent blue blade. And for the hilt, nice coat of silver paint. And nicely detailed. I think that came out great. And to get it in his hand, it could go in either one. You just slide it in like so. And I like how he holds this. In the episode 4 film, when he battles Darth Vader, he basically holds it out like this a little bit. So I could see what they were going for. Pretty cool. And before I move on to the paint, I was really thinking about it. I guess we could say Obi-Wan actually has 2 accessories. Besides his lightsaber, his removable robes. And I wasn't going to count it at first because I know there's a lot of people like myself that are going to leave it on because the figure looks better with it. But some people might take it off, so I'm going to count it as an extra accessory. So having said all that, I do think this is a great looking figure so far. So now let's take a look at the paint. Alright, looking at the paint of Obi-Wan Kenobi, he actually has around 10 or 11 different colors on him, believe it or not. So first up, let's begin with the head. He has gray hair, a gray beard and mustache and eyebrows, white and blue eyes, which came out really good. And I guess we could say a peachy skin tone for his face, ears, neck, and hands, which came out pretty good. For his robes, we're looking at a dark brown, which came out pretty good. Same for the front, because it's all basically one piece. And then I'm going to have to say a little off-white for his main robes down the center, a maroon belt, and a dark brown buckle. Now, if we take that bad boy off, bloop, we have his normal-looking body here, which we have a slightly different brown for his sleeves and undershirt, and then a light tan for his pants and chest. Came out pretty good. A maroon belt. And finally, a light brown for his boots. Now, as we saw, the paint isn't exactly perfect on here. He does have some scuffs right here, which is a pain. But besides that, this is a nicely painted figure. And now for our size comparison, here we have all the Power of the Force figures I have reviewed thus far. Starting on the left, R2-D2, C-3PO, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and my favorite alien of all time, Nine-Nub. And if you're interested in checking out any of these previous reviews, I'll put links in the description below. And for our final size comparison with the Power of the Force Obi-Wan Kenobi, we have the two figures from Hasbro's Black Series 6-inch line. On the right, we have the standard release Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a beautiful figure. And on the left, we have the Walgreens exclusive Force Ghost Obi-Wan, which is basically the same mold as the standard release. But regardless, some greatly detailed figures here. And that's everything I have to say today about the Star Wars The Power of the Force Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi with lightsaber and removable cloak. Now this Obi-Wan was first seen in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, and for his size, he's 3 3/4 inches tall. Now as a kid, I never owned Obi-Wan. I always wanted one, but never got it. So as an adult trying to get this collection, it was one of the first ones I had to get, and I'm glad I did. So what's so good about it? Well, as we saw, the mold is pretty good. Everything's molded that should be, beautiful robes, and even his hands have fingernails, which is amazing. For articulation, 6 points, which is great. Then we have accessories, love the translucent lightsaber, awesome stuff. So in the paint category, over 10 colors are on here. Beautiful, and once you have it in hand and you can examine it like I did, you can see all the work that went into this figure and really appreciate it. Now, if you're looking to buy this, I would suggest going to some hobby shops or maybe old toy stores that carry this type of stuff. Or you could always check Amazon or even eBay or other online sellers. Prices do vary. Usually you can get them for cheap though. So I recommend this figure for anybody who's a fan of the Power of the Force line or the original Star Wars. It is a cool looking figure and it will go well in your collection. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.